Good evening and welcome. You're watching this special broadcast. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Sheesh Mahal is now open. The curtains are up on Arvind Kejriwal's Sheesh Mahal. So far, we have shown you the papers and the maps. Now we show you for the very first time actual in the flesh, or rather in the marble pictures of the Sheesh Mahal that Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal stays in. This bungalow that we are showing you now is spread over 1,212 square meters or 13,046 square feet on Delhi 6 Flagstaff Road, right in front of your eyes. On camera, for the first time, you see the actual bungalow that Arvind Kejriwal and family stays in. For the first time on television. We had asked so far, on the day that we broke this story, we said, why don't you let in our cameras into your house simply so that the people of Delhi can see the inside of this house that they, the taxpayer, have paid for. Mr. Kejriwal did not oblige. So we did. This is the 3-floor mansion that has been built from scratch for the Chief Minister. Not repaired, not renovated, not added to, not just having its ceiling fixed because apparently it fell in, but built brick by brick, tap by tap, marble floor by marble floor, wooden paneling by wooden paneling. And this, viewers, is just the beginning. Over the next 4 hours on Times Now, we will show you every curtain, every parking, that famed Pearl Dior marble, take you inside those tempting toilets with their lovely vanities, their beautiful jacuzzis. Don't worry, it's all here on Times Now. No exaggerating, no faking. This is the real deal right here on camera. Let me actually show you these pictures in detail of the Sheesh Mahal. This is the exterior of the 3-story bungalow that stands now at 6 Flagstaff Road. This is occupied by Mr. Kejriwal, his parents and his children. A closer look. This, by the way, we must remember that earlier we had been told that, oh, the original house, its roof caved in, that the ceiling of the room that Mr. Kejriwal's father lives in, that caved in, hence repair work had to be done. No. This house has been built anew. Almost reminds you of the White House, doesn't it? But this is what Mr. Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, lives in. We are joined now by Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. We also have Pulkit joining us live from Delhi Secretariat. And Himanshu is also live with us. But Pulkit, सबसे पहले आपके पास आना चाहती हूँ. पहली बार सीधी तस्वीरें, कोई लाग लपेट नहीं, ये एक्चुअल तस्वीरें हैं. क्या आम आदमी पार्टी ने कोई भी प्रतिक्रिया दी है?
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी ने इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं बोला है अभी तक. शुरुआत में राघव चड्ढा जरूर हमारे शीश महल की खबर पर आए थे, लेकिन उसके बाद में आम आदमी पार्टी के दफ्तर से लगातार बैन की बातें ही आती हैं. लेकिन जो तस्वीरें आज सामने आ रही हैं, लगता है कि 2 साल में ये पहली बार होगा जब तमाम लोग शीश महल की तस्वीरें देखेंगे. 2 रूम हैं जिनकी तस्वीरें अभी तक लोगों ने देखी थी, जिसमें नीतीश कुमार, तेजस्वी यादव, ये तमाम लोग बैठे हुए नजर आते थे, या पार्टी के कुछ नेता नजर आते थे, संजय सिंह के साथ राघव चड्ढा. ये 2 रूम थे अभी तक जिनकी तस्वीरें अभी तक सामने आई थी, वो भी आम आदमी पार्टी के ट्विटर हैंडल से या अरविंद केजरीवाल के ट्विटर हैंडल से. इसके अलावा जो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस होती है उसका एक पोटा केबिन है, जहां पर जो सीएम हाउस में एक अलग से बनाया गया है, जिसमें पीसी होती है और बाकी सीएमओ का स्टाफ बैठता है. बाकी जो नई बिल्डिंग बनी थी जिसको लेकर लगातार हम खुलासा कर रहे थे, उसकी तस्वीरें आज पहली बार देश के सामने. जी,
ये बताइए पुलकित, क्योंकि आपने भी एक हिस्से तक, रिपोर्टर्स भी उसी हिस्से तक जाते हैं जहां तक ऑफिशियली अलाउड होता है. ज्यादातर लोग सोचते हैं कि एक बड़े घर में 5-10 कमरे होंगे. ये हमें बताया जा रहा है कि 3 फ्लोर पर फैला हुआ है. अमूमन कितने कमरे होंगे इस घर के अंदर? कितने कमरे होंगे? 2, 3, 10, 15, कितने कमरे होंगे?
देखिए, ये असल में नीचे का अगर हम ग्राउंड फ्लोर की बात करें तो यहाँ पर इस तरीके के रूम बनाए गए हैं जिनमें दूसरे पार्टी के नेता या कोई मीटिंग होती है या कुछ लोग जब सीएम से मिलने आते हैं उनके बैठने की जगह का बंदोबस्त किया गया है। जैसे कि हमारी स्टोरी में 2 किचन आई थी, तो ग्राउंड फ्लोर और फर्स्ट फ्लोर पर वो अलग अलग किचन है जो मेरी जानकारी है, और उसमें पहला वाला जो हिस्सा है यानी ग्राउंड फ्लोर वाला जो हिस्सा है उसमें जब दूसरे राज्यों से या जो भी लोग मुख्यमंत्री से मिलने आना चाहते हैं उनके लिए रूम बनाया गया है। एक रूम अलग से बनाया गया है जो मीटिंग हॉल है, अगर विधायकों की बैठक हो रही है या बहुत सारी संख्या में लोग इकट्ठा हैं जो मुख्यमंत्री से मिलने जा रहे हैं तो उनके लिए एक मीटिंग हॉल बनाया गया है। यानी कि 2 वैसे मीटिंग रूम है जिसमें नेताओं के साथ या अपनी पार्टी के बड़े नेताओं के साथ मुलाकात होती है या फिर दूसरे प्रदेश के चीफ मिनिस्टर के साथ मुलाकात होती है, और एक मीटिंग हॉल है। इसके अलावा फर्स्ट फ्लोर पर रहने के लिए बनाया गया है। जो मेरी जानकारी है वो ये कि बहुत सारे कमरे नहीं है लेकिन बहुत शानदार कमरे जरूर हैं।
बिल्कुल। Now let's take a closer look at this house and I'll bring in Madhav on this. Here you see this, and like we just had our correspondent telling us that there is, Pulkit was just telling us that there is an entrance. Now you would remember that earlier video when say you had you had Mr. Kejriwal hosting KCR at his house or other leaders, you usually see a visual, and here is the parking. This is where the cars come in. There is a ground floor where there is a meeting hall that Pulkit was talking about. That would approximately be over here, but the living quarters are here on the first floor and a massive balcony. One assumes that these would be the bedrooms with large plate glass windows. You can see them heavily hooded, heavily curtained, and a huge, it's like what you call a wraparound balcony. When you look at those advertisements inside, inside some of those housing societies, when they're advertising luxurious living, they'll say you have a wraparound balcony, which basically means that this will be the house and the balcony will be all around it. You get a clearer idea when you see this picture of the whole house lit up at night. There you can see the living quarters more clearly in the lighting from behind the curtains, and the balcony runs right across it. One would assume then, Madhav, that any time in the morning when you want to look at the glorious morning sun, you can just step out of your bedroom and you have the entire expanse of Delhi in front of you.
Well, Padmaja, we're talking about a house, an accommodation that is a sprawling 13,000 square feet, and that is a massive amount of space by any standard. I mean, most people would tell you that even a 3,000 square foot, apartment would be something of a dream. And here we're talking about a bungalow that's spread over 13,000 square feet. Yes, it's absolutely opulent. Yes, all that we have been talking about, from the marble flooring, the famed Dior marble flooring, to the expensive curtains, the carpets, all of that, in fact, very clearly goes to show what the priority really is of the Delhi Chief Minister. And also, of course, let's remind our viewers, let's take our viewers back to the very starting point of the story. And why we are showing these pictures is because all of this expenditure, which taxpayers and voters have, by the way, every right to know about, how the money is being spent by the government that they have voted to power, was all happening through the course of COVID. So if anybody remembers the time, remembers the difficulties, remember that this is the kind of luxury, this is the kind of opulence with which the Delhi government was prioritizing the Chief Minister's residence. Who is accountable for that? Is there anyone other than Mr. Kejriwal? That's perhaps something for the Delhi government.
Himanshu is actually joining us from the Chief Minister's residence as it looks right now. हिमांशु, पहली बार हम अंदर से देख पा रहे हैं ये तस्वीरें। अभी तो हम लॉन में खड़े होकर के अपने व्यूअर्स को दिखा रहे हैं कि बाहर से बंगला कैसा दिखता है। अभी हम अंदर जाएंगे, ड्राइंग रूम भी दिखाएंगे, वो मार्बल भी दिखाएंगे, वो पर्दे भी दिखाएंगे, वो सोफे भी दिखाएंगे, वो किचन भी दिखाएंगे, सब एक एक करके दिखेगा आगे। पर इस वक्त बाहर से क्या दिख रहा है ये भी हमें बता दीजिए।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। देखिए, हम लगातार लगभग एक हफ्ते से इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल आएंगे और जैसे ही टाइम्स नाउ नव भारत का माइक देखेंगे तो रोकेंगे और बोलेंगे कि नहीं नहीं, जो तुम बता रहे हो ना वो बहुत गलत है, वो कुछ तस्वीर तो कुछ और है, लेकिन वो अंदर हमें जाने नहीं देते। अब देखिए, अंदर की तस्वीरें हमने दिखा दी, लेकिन इस सामने की तरफ आप देख सकते हैं कि ये जो आपको सिक्योरिटी की चौकी नजर आ रही होगी, ये यहाँ पर एक गेट है और सामने की तरफ एंट्रेंस का गेट है और सामने की तरफ जो है मुख्यमंत्री के आवास के बाहर जो है हम इस वक्त लगातार खड़े हुए हैं। हम अभी भी इंतजार कर रहे हैं। हमने अंदर की भी तस्वीरें दिखाई, हमने बाहर के लॉन की भी तस्वीरें दिखाई, लेकिन एक बार हमने स्टिल फोटो की जगह पे हम चाहेंगे कि मुख्यमंत्री जी हमें खुद बुलाएं अंदर, और अंदर बुलाने के बाद में बोलें कि आप लोग अंदर आइए और अंदर जो हमने लगा कर रखा है वो सब पूरी पब्लिक को दिखाइए। क्योंकि आम आदमी के सामने उन्होंने, जब वो मुख्यमंत्री नहीं थे तो उन्होंने यही बात कही थी कि मुझे 2 से 4 कमरे से ज़्यादा का मकान नहीं चाहिए है और मैं ये चाहता हूं कि जो कुछ भी मुझ पर होगा, यदि मैं भ्रष्टाचार करूंगा तो मुझे भी जेल भेज देंगे सब लोग मिलकर, क्योंकि किसी को भी बख्शना नहीं चाहिए। तो जब ये सब तमाम बातें उन्होंने कहकर जो नैतिकता के आधार पर वो सत्ता में आए थे, जब वो इस तरीके की बात करते तो निश्चित तौर पर उनसे सवाल पूछे जाने चाहिए और हम लगातार कोशिश यही कर रहे हैं कि शायद वो आकर जवाब दे दे। लेकिन फिलहाल अभी तक की स्थिति ये है कि हम सिर्फ बाहर ही खड़े हुए हैं गेट के, और एक दूसरे गेट पर भी जो है हमारे एक और जो जर्नलिस्ट हैं वो भी खड़े हुए हैं, लेकिन हमें अंदर की एंट्री नहीं है। लेकिन चूंकि हम बाहर खड़े हुए हैं तो बाहर से हम
फिलहाल उनका एक repeatedly people ask, what's the big deal? Do you expect the chief minister of Delhi to be living in penury? Absolutely not. The question here is two-pronged. The first is that we are simply holding up the politician Mr. Kejriwal and the political party, the Aam Aadmi Party, to the standards that they themselves have set. When they were starting out in politics, they said, all we need is 3 bedrooms. बस पैर पसारने के लिए जितनी जगह चाहिए उतना ही घर मैं लूंगा। मैं बड़ा जो मकान मुझे दिया जा रहा है मुझे इसकी जरूरत नहीं है। दिस इज अ वेस्ट। शीला दीक्षित के ऑफिस में क्यों एसी लगा हुआ है, क्यों जनता के पैसे पे वो एसी लगा रही हैं? सो वी आर आस्किंग, what about those standards? And the second, there is a huge gap between comfort and wasteful expenditure or luxury. Definitely comfort and security must not be compromised on, but is this about comfort or is this about wastage of taxpayers' money? 7 pictures. Now I want to take you through those pictures one by one, again taking a closer look. This is a picture that we have from some distance. We are now opening the curtain on the Sheesh Mahal. This is a long shot that you have. Here you can see, you see the living quarters over here. Then you have the main bedrooms, one presumes would be the master bedroom. You have a wraparound balcony. You have more rooms over here. On the ground floor, we are being told by Pulkit, is where you have some of the meeting rooms, some of those pictures that you would see where VIPs would be invited when they come for political meetings. Here is another angle. You can get a better look. So you've got one parking on that side. Here you've got another opening coming out from the ground floor, a massive balcony here as well. Another door coming out here, which one presumes open out into this very big lawn. The lawn is a different story. We will tell you about that in just a second. The third picture here shows you a larger view of the lawn in front. Now you've got a lawn here in front. You've got a lawn on the side. The fourth picture, and we will also take a look at these pictures by night, because when the house is lit up, you can get a better idea of what lies here. See, now you can see when you've got the backlighting happening. Also very interesting. Remember, when we were doing Operation Sheesh Mahal and some of the more intricate expenditures, there were 24 pillars. Each pillar was at the cost of 88,000 rupees. One wonders if these pillars, which also almost make it seem like either the White House, or if any of you have been to Connaught Place, you see the entire exterior of the Connaught Place. It's almost like, you know, those massive pillars. But are they worth 88,000? Apparently, yes. So 24 of these 88,000 worth of pillars, here you see them in the daytime. Massive pillars here. Apparently this house has 24 of them. This is the house you see that is spread across 13,046 square feet or 7 acres. I want to, before I show you the comparison, I want to show you this by day and by night. Here you see, during the day, you see a lot of, you know, in the exterior, you see a lot of these light fittings. Very nice lit up lawn. One, you have a backlighting. You've got a lot of lighting under the pillar so that, the facade of the building is really beautiful at night. And then, of course, you've got the lawn also entirely lit up. Just out of curiosity, Madhav, a lot of people say that this is an unnecessary hullabaloo because any other person, whether it be a member of parliament, whether it be any other chief minister, they pretty much have the same standards as well. Their houses look just the same. You've been to plenty of them. How does this compare?
Well, I don't think I have seen anything that compares to the level of grandeur, opulence, luxury, whatever you choose to term it, that has been, very clearly spent and very clearly is seen in these visuals in any of these other houses that we're talking about. Remember that this is an expense of about 45 crores and that is whopping by any standards. Now, they may say that there are chief ministers who will later occupy this house. This is public expenditure, that money has been spent. There are vanity projects that the central government has engaged in. But remember that we're talking about very different set of houses over here. That is the Prime Minister's residence, for instance, or the Vice President's residence, which is being built, is a complete rehaul. It is a complete restructuring, and it is for a multiple set of reasons that those constructions are happening as part of the larger Central Vista project. Can it really be compared to this is a very, very big question, because the kind of scale that we're talking about here, not just the kind of opulence or the kind of spending, and who accounts for the spending. There are individuals who may, on their personal expense, for instance, try and change certain aspects of the house, try and retrofit certain aspects of the house, but all of this is happening at the public expense, and that is what makes this an extremely shocking case, one where an individual who comes out and says that even 2 flats are too much for him, that he wants to shift into a smaller house, will not take a Lal Batti car, as we all know Mr. Kejriwal had famously announced. What happened to those standards suddenly? Where did they all disappear? Did he forget them? Did someone else in his party forget them? And what has happened? They have to come clear and explain after these pictures have come out, because I think that if no one else, at least the voters of Delhi deserve an answer from Mr. Kejriwal.
Simple question that we're asking. That's the very, very simple question. Let me take this across to our guests as well. But before I do that, let our guests also get a perspective on how we are showing this house versus some of the other buildings in Delhi and elsewhere. Now, just to give you this perspective, this house is spread over 7 acres. The Taj Palace Hotel in Delhi is spread over 6 acres. It's the Taj Palace Hotel. It's spread over 6 acres. And the Udaipur Lake Palace, that is literally a palace, is spread over 5 acres. Mr. Kejriwal's new mansion, in look, in feel, in size, and clearly in expense, is no less than a palace fit for kings. The guest joining us now, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of BJP, Kailash Adhikari, MD Governance Now, Anirban Banerjee, Political Analyst, Shikha Mukerjee, Senior Journalist. Shikha Mukerjee, are you satisfied that this does look like something that is worth 45 crore rupees?
I really have no clue. I have no idea what 45 crores would look like on a renovated building. But I can only say this, and I dislike this whataboutism that goes on. But frankly speaking, there is the profligacy of public leaders in India is disgusting. And it starts from the very top. It starts from the very top because 89 crores spent on the Prime Minister's residence being renovated, then another 400 or 500 crores being spent on his new residence. And then in between, there are places that, you are talking about this grand structure on Flagstaff Road. Frankly speaking, what about the Mumbai mayor's bungalow? Look at that. It's a heritage building. It's beautiful. It's huge. And that's only the mayor.
Let Sanju Verma answer that, because she actually comes from Mumbai. The Prime Minister's residence, I'm not entirely sure is a fair comparison, because he is the Prime Minister. He has a certain threat perception.
No,
let's talk about the Mumbai
mayor. There is no way in which any exceptions can be made.
No, ma'am, of course exceptions will have to be made. The Prime Minister of India faces a death threat from all terror organizations. Surely you cannot compare the level of security that he needs to get to anybody else.
May I please? Can you please allow me?
India hosts heads of state.
There is only a difference in
May I please speak? You've had your say.
There is no difference in the need for a security arrangements, be an office.
Really?
Be a certain kind
Okay,
of...
answer both. Start by answering the mayor. If only a mayor can live in a heritage bungalow in Mumbai, what is the problem with Mr. Kejriwal? Profligacy is party agnostic. Sanju Verma.
You know, first and foremost, let me tell you that the lady had the audacity to compare Arvind Kejriwal's renovated or newly constructed house with what the Prime Minister enjoys. Please, madam, don't compare apples with watermelons. Arvind Kejriwal is the Chief Minister of Delhi and Aam Aadmi Party. I did not disturb you. Please keep quiet. I did not heckle you. Padmaja, can you please allow me? I did not heckle you. Keep quiet.
Ma'am, I will give you the time to respond. You asked the question about Prime Minister, Mayor. Now let her respond. Let Sanju Verma respond. Go on.
Which is different from
please keep quiet, madam.
One at a time. Go on. Sanju Verma. 30 seconds, please.
Thank you. Yes. You know, look at the intolerance of this lady. She made wild allegations. The moment I started giving my viewpoint, she started heckling me. If you make allegations, madam, have the audacity to listen to the response. First and foremost, the Central Vista project, including North Block, South Block, the Prime Minister's residence, everything has been upheld twice by the Supreme Court and twice by the Delhi High Court. Whereas tell me whether Arvind Kejriwal's this Sheesh Mahal has been approved by any regulatory body or the courts. So don't compare, you know, apples with watermelons. Point number 2. Let me also tell you that Mumbai Mayor's bungalow is indeed a heritage structure. But each time a renovation has to be done for the mayor, the provision for additional amounts is made in the Maharashtra state budget, and that is the legal thing to do. I want to ask whether Arvind Kejriwal made an extra budgetary or a budgetary provision in the Delhi budget when he knew that he had to splurge 45 crores. So when you spend taxpayers' money without making extra budgetary or budgetary provisions, that is actually fleecing the taxpayers.
And
so
that aside, Ms. Mukerjee, if the mayor of Mumbai has spent 45 crores on renovating that bungalow, even that is extremely wasteful. I sincerely urge you put an RTI for that, and there must be action taken for that as well. 45 crores for anyone is not okay. I'm sorry to interrupt you, because we've had Union Minister Anurag Thakur reacting to Times Now's exclusive news break, saying that the people now will know the real face of somebody who pledged that he would be a son of the soil. Let's listen into the first reaction from Union Information and Broadcasting Minister. Listen.
मंत्री अनुराग ठाकुर मौजूद हैं, उनसे बात करेंगे। जो ऑपरेशन शीश महल खुलासा किया हमारे चैनल ने, आज हम उसकी तस्वीरें भी जनता के सामने लेके आए। सर, कैसे देखते हैं इस ऑपरेशन शीश महल को, जो खुलासे हुए हैं, आम आदमी के प्रतिनिधि होने का दावा केजरीवाल करते थे, आज तस्वीरें भी उनके घर के सामने बाहर आई हैं।
वो कहते हैं ना, पर्दा ना उठाओ, पर्दा जो उठ गया तो भेद खुल जाएगा। पर्दा टाइम्स नाउ ने उठाया, शीश महल पर से उठाया, लेकिन अंदर भेद ये खुला कि करोड़ों रुपए के पर्दे लगे हुए हैं। 45 करोड़ रुपए का रेनोवेशन अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के सरकारी बंगले का हुआ है। जो कल तक कहते थे ना हम सरकारी गाड़ी लेंगे, ना सरकारी बंगला लेंगे, ना सुरक्षा लेंगे, आज बड़ी गाड़ी, 2 राज्य की सुरक्षा और केवल रेनोवेशन में 45 करोड़ रुपया खर्च करते हैं। साथ लगते घर भी खाली करा के अपने घर का हिस्सा बनाते हैं। आप कल्पना कीजिए, ये लोगों की आंखों में धूल झोंक कर भ्रष्टाचार को नई ऊंचाइयों तक लेकर गए। पंजाब भी लूट लिया, दिल्ली भी लूट लिया, अब सरकारी बंगले भी। 45 करोड़ रुपए का रेनोवेशन। क्या अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के पास एक शब्द भी है इसका जवाब देने के लिए? इनके सभी प्रवक्ताओं ने आकर माना है कि हाँ, ये हुआ है। वो नकार नहीं सके, लेकिन जवाब भी कोई नहीं है।
लेकिन सर, अभी तक तो डॉक्यूमेंट्री प्रूफ थे, डॉक्यूमेंट से जो
Again saying, we had requested the Chief Minister, let the people of Delhi see the reality of what we have shown so far in papers, in maps. But here it is. The pictures are out there. I'm taking a very quick break. On the other side, please stay with me, both ladies and both gentlemen. On the other side, we are going to show you the mega garden. Coming up also is that marble that everyone is talking about, those curtains that have become the talk of town. The issue always is about the standards that Mr. Kejriwal set for himself. Now, all the pictures will speak for themselves. Back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Viewers, indulge us for a minute. Listen to Kejriwal's vow to you.
इंसान कहीं भी पहुंच जाए, उसको अपनी औकात नहीं भूलनी चाहिए। मुझे अपनी औकात पता है, मैं बहुत छोटा सा आदमी हूं, मेरी बहुत छोटी सी औकात है। मैं जहां भी जाऊंगा 4-5 कमरों से ज्यादा की मेरे को क्या जरूरत है भाई साहब। तो बस इतनी जगह लूंगा मैं, इतना ही बड़ा मकान लूंगा, और बड़ा मकान नहीं लूंगा, चिंता मत करो।
Now, watch how he betrayed your trust. Revealed for the first time ever on Indian television, Kejriwal's mansion of moral corruption. Never before seen photos of 45 crore rupee Perk. So unnerved is the Aam Aadmi Party that they bullied us. They beat us back to break our resolve. But honest journalism has an immortal spirit. The biggest question tonight is an Aam Aadmi CM sworn to modesty, entitled to an ode to extravagance. Times now. Action begins here.